Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Epsom Downs here on Wednesday. It is April the 25th, 2018. I'm going to look at all the races on today's program from Epsom, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean around the world. And join me this Friday and Saturday, an excellent card of racing from Sandown. I will have previews for that here on YouTube, and also join me next week. Next week here in America is the Kentucky Derby, and all through next week I will have Churchill previews, and next Friday or Thursday my Kentucky Derby preview video should be up here on YouTube, so go wait around for that. But today's card from Epsom, it's a great card. I've always liked this meeting a lot and had some good success at this one the last few years. So I'm going to look at all the races, so let's get on to it. Starting off with race number 1, the 210. The 210, it's the Investec Asset Finance Handicap, Class 3 Handicap, going for a purse of $34,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 81 to 95. A field of 13 horses going the 1,000 meter trip or 5 furlongs on the turf course. My top pick in this race, I'm going to go with the 6-horse Compass Scooby, but I'm also going to give you the 8-horse Just That Lord also. I think he can get a piece of it, but my top 3, or my tri-cast for this race, would be 684. 684. My top pick is the 6-horse Compass Scooby, 6-1. Daniel Thudhope is on the Stuart Williams, trained 5-year-old gelding by Caliph. This horse's most recent outing came on the 12th of April. It came at Chelmsford, 5 furlongs on the poly track in a Class 3 handicap. This horse finished 4th by 2 lengths that day, and just kind of weakened out of it on the final few strides of the race. Just couldn't keep up with them. It wasn't the horse's day to win. Before that, at Chelmsford, 5 furlongs Class 3 handicap the 15th of March. Horse had a decent second place finish by 2 lengths. Just missed at the end, but ran a terrific race. And then at Wolverhampton, 6 furlongs Class 2 handicap in late February. Horse finished 3rd by 3/4 length. Just really couldn't get there at the end. This horse hasn't won in 7 offerings in 2018, but has been up there quite a few times. I think he's the freshest horse in this race. A lot of these horses are coming off layoffs, and I think they need a race, but this one, he's been close in all of his runnings this year. He's due for a victory. I think he could get it, so watch out for him. Another horse I like here is the 8-horse Just That Lord, 7-2. Luke Morris is on this one. This horse ran in this race last year on the 26th of April in same conditions as today. It was the same race last year, and he finished 2nd by 3/4 length. He just missed at the end. He had a great turn of foot. It was a very respectable run. After that race in 2017, he had one start, a race at Goodwood in a week later, May the 6th, going 5 furlongs. He ran absolutely shite. He finished 10th by 10 lengths that day, and he just hit the wall completely, about 3/16 from the wire. Never really was into it. Just wasn't his day to win. Maybe he was injured, because you didn't see him until February 3rd of this year in a Class 4 handicap at Linkfield, going with a 5 furlong trip. He finished 4th by 4 lengths. He needed the race. He had a little bit of a high weight that day. But before that after that second off the layoff at Wolverhampton, 5 furlongs Class 5 novice race with a heavy weight of 142 pounds, he won by 4.5 lengths and just destroyed that field, even with the high weight. He's a winner of his last start at Linkfield a few weeks ago. I think he's a fresh horse also, and I think he can get a piece of it. He's already had a success on this nearly a success on this turf course, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the first race from Epsom, the 210, it's the Investec Asset Finance Handicap. I'm going to go with the number 6 horse Compass Scooby. I'm also going to use the 8-horse Just That Lord. I'm going to go 684 in the tri-cast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 2, the 245 from Epsom. It's the feature race. It's the Investec Blue Riband Trial. It's a listed stakes for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $67,500. It's for 3-year-olds only. Field of 8 horses going to 2,000 meter trip or 1 mile and 1/4 on the turf course. This is the local prep for the Epsom Derby coming up in about 5-6 weeks, something like that, early June. And I've always liked this race. I'm trying to think, when was probably about the mid 2000s. I believe a horse might have won this race and then went on to win the Derby, but not recently. I can't remember. Well, maybe Golden Horn, right? Can't remember. But this is always a good race. So you see horses coming out of this race later in years and other stakes races and do well. My top pick in this race, I like the number 2 horse Dex XB or DXB. Excuse me, can't speak. Pardon me. It is 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go 2-3-1 in the tri-cast of the trifecta. 2-3-1. Tri-cast trifecta. Top pick number 2, DXB. 5-1, James Doyle's on the Smart Johnson trained 3-year-old colt. This horse's most recent outing came on the on the 14th of October at Newmarket. Class 1 listed stakes. He finished second by 3.5 lengths behind the Ian O'Brien winner, Kew Gardens. He just really couldn't catch him that day, but it was a decent second place finish in a very tough race. Before that, at Epsom locally, mile 16th in Class 2 conditions race, he won by 3/4 of a length that day, and he quickened up very nicely on this race course. A nice, easy victory from the front end, an all-around great race. After that, he ran in the before that he ran at Haydock on Class 1 listed stakes. He finished third by 4 lengths that day, and he just couldn't get there at the end. Again, he just wasn't that good quickening up. And before that, in the Acomb Stakes at York, 7 furlongs, August 23rd, he had nothing again that day. I like him a lot here. His last run on this race course was very impressive. His last one at Newmarket was impressive, even with the second place finish. That was a tough race. He's a good post draw here today, and I think he can run well, so watch out for him. Ian O'Brien has a horse in this race, the 3-horse James Cook. Ryan Moore gets on this one. This horse is a nice horse also, I think. He's coming off of 2 starts last year in Ireland. Most recent one, a mile, Leopardstown on the 22nd of October. This horse won by half a length that day. This horse, he quickened up nicely and had a very easy victory. And then before that, in 7 furlongs in the main race, he finished second by 4 lengths. He just had to be under the ride most of the race, couldn't get there at the end. But he's a horse who has a great pedigree, and I think he can maybe get a piece of it at the end also. The 1-horse Cross Baton, I have at the end of my TriCast. He's at 5-2 here, co-favorites. Frankie Torres on this one for John Gosden. John Gosden, I believe, won this race a few years ago with what's his name, Cracksman. I believe last year or the year before. But this horse, there's going to be some moisture in the ground for Cross Baton today. I'm not sure if he's going to like it. He's a good poster, and he's coming to this race very nicely with a good victory at Kempton. But the ground going scares me a little bit. If he wins, I'll applaud him, but he just scares me a little bit. But I do think I feel confident he could get third. But just like I said, the going on the ground with a little bit of moisture in it, I don't think he'll really prefer it. I think this is a horse that will really like firm ground. He's not going to get it today, unfortunately. But if he does well on soft ground, I'll applaud him. But like I said, I think he's going to be he's going to wait for firm ground to run his best race. But third place finish definitely could get. But the win, he'll have to run a big race. But so to recap my bets now for the second race from Epsom, the 245, it's the feature. It's the Investec Blue Riband Trial. Gonna go as a top pick, the number 2 horse, DXB. Maybe I'll do an exact here, 2-3, but I'll do a TriCast for sure, 2-3-1, 2-3-1. So now let's get on to race number 3 from Epsom, the 320. The 320 from Epsom, it is the Investec Corporate Banking Great Metropolitan Handicap. It's a Class 3 handicap here, going for a purse of $34,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 81 to 95. Field of 13 horses here, going the 2,400-meter trip, or 1 mile and 1/2 on the turf course. The Derby start here. My top pick in this race, I like the number 3 horse, Royal Line. And the Royal Line got bigger on Monday with the birth of the prince and princess's baby. I don't know what they had. I think they might have had a boy, but it could have been a girl also. The Royal Line got bigger this week. But I'm going to go 3-8-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 3-8-1 TriCast trifecta. But I'll also talk about the 8-horse here, Golden Wolf also. But my top pick, the 3-horse Royal Line. 4-1. James Doyle's on this one for John Gosden. This 4-year-old colt by Dubawi. This horse's most recent run came on the opening meeting at Doncaster. 25th of March, mile and a half, Class 2 conditions race. He finished third by 8.5 lengths. And he had absolutely nothing. He didn't quicken up at all. He just kept, the other horses were just a little bit better. I think he needed that race. I think second off the layoff here, even with some give in the ground, I do think he should run a lot better of a race. Before that, the 11th of November at Doncaster, mile and a half, Class 2 handicap, horse finished 7 by 4 lengths, and he just had a very wide post draw that they really couldn't get there at the end. And then at Newbury, mile 5/8, Class 2 condition race, 27th of October, horse finished third by 3 lengths. He just missed at the end. He couldn't catch the winner that day. He ran just a little bit better, but before that, he won 2 in a row. He broke his main at Windsor, and then won that start out at Haydock on very waterlogged ground. I like him quite a bit here, second off the layup. At 4-1, watch out for him. Another horse I like here, is the number 8 horse Golden Wolf, 9-2. Shane Kelly is on this one for Richard Hughes. This horse had a great run here in the fall at Epsom. A mile and a half in a Class 4 apprentice handicap. He finished second by half length. He just missed at the end, but he had a great turn of foot. A month earlier at Sandown, a mile and a quarter in a Class 4 handicap, he finished third by 2 lengths. Again, he didn't have that good quickening up, but he had a decent third place finish there. But a race I want to go back to, a very nice run for him, I think, was on the 6th of August at Chester, a mile and a quarter in a Class 4 handicap. He finished second by 2.5 lengths. The winner just ran a little bit better, but this horse, he got around the race course quite well that day. Wasn't a bad race. I like him here at 9-2. He's a good run on this turf course. Should handle the wet going. Watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the third, the 320 from Epsom. Gonna go with the 3 horse Royal Line. I'm also gonna use the 8 horse Golden Wolf also. And I'm gonna go 381 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 4, the 355 from Epsom. The 355, it's the Investec City and Suburban Handicap, Class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $67,500. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 86 to 105. Field of 10 horses here, going the 2,000-meter trip or 1 mile and 1/4 on the turf course. My top pick in this race, I like the number 6 horse, Thundering Blue. I'm going to go 649 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 649 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 6, Thundering Blue. 6-1, Jim Crowley is on this one. 5-year-old gelding by exchange rate. This horse's most recent outing came on the 30th of September at Newmarket. Yield and ground, 1,800 meters, a mile and 1/8 in a Class 2 handicap. This horse finished 7th by 3.5 lengths that day. That was a very tough race, and he didn't have the best of starts, a little traffic trouble, and really just never ran. Wasn't his day to win, but before that he was pretty perfect in his few starts before that. Before that, 2nd of September at Sandown, a mile and a quarter Class 2 handicap, this horse won by 1.5 lengths. Wide poster, which is not ideal there. He quickened up nicely and had a great turn of foot at the end, an all-around great race. And then August 12th at Newmarket, mile and a quarter Class 2 handicap, horse won by length that day, and again he just had a very nice easy victory. And before that, Class 4 handicap locally here at Epsom, mile and a quarter, July the 20th, horse won by 4.5 lengths, another easy victory. He had 2 races here at Epsom. He won the late July start, and in early July he would start here again, a mile and a quarter Class 4 handicap. He finished third by half length. He just missed at the end, but he had a great turn of foot. He likes this race course here. He should improve off his last one. Off the break, I like him quite a bit, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 4th race, the 355 from Epsom, it's the Investec City and Suburban handicap. Gonna go with the 6 horse Thundering Blue. I'm gonna go 649 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 5, the 425 from Epsom. The 425, it's the Investec Wealth Novices Stakes. That's Class 4 novice race, going for a purse of $13,500. It's for novice 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds only. Field of 8 horses, going the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the extended 1 mile and 1/16 trip, or extended 1 mile, whatever you guys call it in England. I think you guys call it mile 16th an extended mile. Here in America, we just call it mile 16th. My top selection in this race, I like the number 3 horse King of the Stand, or Sand, excuse me. 3 horse King of the Stand. I'm not going to give you any TriCast for this race because I can't find any underneath horses for this race, but I'm going to play a very nice win wager for this horse, or each way wager, probably a nice amount. But 3 horse King of the Sand, like I said many times, is my top pick. Ryan Moore's on this one for Gary Moore. This trio called by Footsteps in the Sand. This horse's most recent outing came on the 19th of October at Brighton. 1,600 meters, 1 mile, and a novice median auction stakes. This horse won by 4.5 lengths. He was wide on a race course that does not play towards wide runners, but he had a great turn of foot at the end. A great victory for this horse. Before that, locally, the 14th of September, 7 furlongs Class 5 median auction. This horse finished second by 2 lengths. The winner just ran a little bit better, but he got around the race course well that day. And then at Bryson again, 1 mile in the Class 5 novice race, 22nd of August. Horse finished third by length. He just didn't, he kind of lunged in a little bit and really wasn't changing leads that day. First start as a 2-year-old, he had those 2-year-old antics that day. But I think he's a lot more improved horse since that first outing. And I think here off the break, he can get the victory. It's Ryan Moore up today. I think this is Ryan Moore's best chance to get a victory on this afternoon's card, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the 5th race, the 425 from Epsom, I'm going to go with the 3 horse King of the Stand. King of the Sand here. So now let's get on to race number 6, the 5 o'clock from Epsom. It's the nightcap. It's the Investec Private Banking Handicap, Class 4 handicap, going for a purse of $15,000, which for 3-year-olds only rated 66 to 80. Field of 11 horses here, going the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or 1 mile and 1/16th on the turf course, the extended mile again. My top pick in this race, I like the number 5 horse here, Cuban Heel. I'm going to go 539 in the tricast, the trifecta. 539, tricast, trifecta. Top pick number 5, Cuban Heel. Martin Harley's on this Clive Cox train, 3-year-old gelding by Havana Gold. This horse's most recent outing came on the 10th of October at Leicester. Soft ground, 7 furlongs, 14 meters in Class 2 conditions race for the 2-year-olds. This horse finished second by a length that day. He just had a little bit of a wide poster and just couldn't get to the winner that day. It just wasn't his day to win at the end. Didn't have the best of trips. Before that, the 23rd of September at Newbury, 7 furlongs Class 4 novice race, finished 4th by 4.5 lengths. Again, he just didn't have a lot left in the tank for the final furlong. It wasn't his day to win. And then at Leicester again, 7 furlongs Class 4 novice race, he finished 3rd by 4.5 lengths. He needed that race. He really couldn't get that good closing kick. He's 5-0 here. He's been getting better with every race here, and off the into his 3-year-old campaign today for the first time. I think he can get the victory. He should really like this mile and 1/16th distance, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 6th race from Epsom, the 5 o'clock, it's the Investec Private Banking Handicap. Gonna go with the 5 horse Cuban Heel. I'm gonna go 539 in the tricast of the trifecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everyone.